Honestly, I think maybe you should. If you have anything saved up and you aren't like a heavy spender or whatever, like I don't think you should spend money in a gacha game just to get a character, because eventually they'll be power crets. But if you got the resources, she is bonkers. You've heard me say it before. All right, this is probably my new favorite character. This seems to be the strongest character they've added in the game. I think Coco was previously the strongest. I think Akambe was like a step down in power level. Still really good, of course. Very versatile, bad on auto, but like a strong character. This character feels like kind of bonkers though, just like insane damage. And just the whole package. All right, so let's kind of go over their kit and give an idea of what they are. Also, I kind of like that they're a seeker, because I had a ton of seeker resources, because they don't release that many seekers, right? So I had a bunch of resources, could instantly level them up to rank 12, no issues. So level 1, at the start of the turn, you get one enemy Hangman's Mark. That's not insane, but I mean, it's good, but it just gets a lot better. But then when you deal damage, you deal additional physical damage equal to 16% of the target's HP if they have the Hangman's Mark, but no more than 150% of your attack. So you basically get a second true damage. It's not true damage. So you get a second percent based attack, but it does have a cap. So like if a boss has 100 million HP, you're not going to do 16%. But if if enemy has a low amount of HP, the 16% would be not super high. But the point is, this is very good. It just has a cap on it. The big power spike here is at 3. It generates lifesteal when you attack. You get 2 enemies with Hangman's Mark. It does 124% and it increases the cap. And then as you get higher, it's basically increases it from a 4-tile radius where you mark enemies to a 6-tile radius. That's nice, and I mean, it's good, but 4 tiles is probably going to be enough most of the time. And then again, you get another spike in damage, and the thing increases. But really, the big power spikes are going to be at 3, and then at 5 is mostly for the extra 2 tiles and a little bit more damage. But getting 2 enemies with the Hunter's Mark, Hangman's Mark, sorry, I was thinking of D&D, and then getting lifesteal. I guess you get lifesteal at 2-star, actually, so that's pretty good. But overall, just a pretty good damage increase as well. So why is she so good? Well, let's start going over her abilities. So her signature ability is actually kind of like one that I probably won't use. Single target attack deals some damage before attacking. Critical rates increased. If the target's defeated, you recover 3 energy. You're probably not going to use this if I'm being honest. So let's just go on to her other really, really cool abilities that are all pretty insane. This one I think is a PYF. Pick your favorite. Shadow Assault can give you additional dodge every now and then. Settlement of the Hangman I think is probably better, because you're putting Hangman's Mark on, you're doing damage, percent-based damage based on their, HP if they have the Hangman's Mark, and this is like doubling down on that. I don't know if I'll have room on the bar for it, but I think I'm more likely to use it. Rank 3, I think these are both really good, but it's no doubt I'm taking Shadowless Blade here. Shadowless Blade is bonkers. This ability is very good. In fact, it's so good that I might even let you read it. All right, look at that. So what does this do? Well, first, why would we not get this one? This ability is also really good. This one allows you to basically change your type. So a seeker, you could switch to a breaker, so you have type advantage, or that way they deal like less damage to you. It's insanely good. The issue is it's a little more situational. It's not particularly good against watchers, because it doesn't matter what you are, and there's a lot of watcher enemies. So it's not always good, but it is still good, and I would love to have it. But Shadowless Blade, this thing is insane. You gain Shadowless Blade for 1 turn. Upon a successful dodge, you deal damage in an AoE, and you inflict vulnerable 2, and you recover 2 energy. Why is this so good? So you get Shadowless Blade for a turn. What is Shadowless Blade? It's a buff that dodges direct single target attacks, and you react with a strike back. So the way that this works is for 1 round, you have infinite single target attack dodges. And every single time you dodge, you counterattack with an 85% massive AoE that does vulnerable to. And I think the energy regeneration also starts stacking. But I mean, it's just so much. I'm going to put in a clip right here just to show you exactly how good this is and why this ability is insane. All right, so here's what I wanted to show you. With this ability here, it's not like there's a lot of abilities that say gain dodge until next turn or something like that. And once you use a dodge, then it's like gone. But this is a buff that gives you like a stance, basically, that gives you dodge. So you have permanent dodge from single target attacks until your next turn. And every time you do dodge, you will be doing that counter attack. So if you come over here, let's say, and you ready up your Shadowless blade, and you just let them come in. Dodge, counter attack. All right. Round 2, you know, because Seekers go last or late in the round. Now watch this. Dodge, counterattack. Now we're dodge. We're not here to win. We're just here to show off the ability. Dodge, counterattack. All right, well, maybe we will win. All right, dodge. What was that, 4, 5, 6? And more counterattacks, more dead. More. I mean, that ability is so busted, bro. That is so good. That lets you bait out so many attacks and really punish them. That ability is insane. At rank 5, I am gonna say Blade Chase. I mean, again, I like going for the pictures, you know, as far as what actually you need to get. I think they both have a case, but I mean, come on. Blade Chase this is a reaction. It's a follow-up attack, and it doesn't even do that much damage, actually. It only does 50% physical damage within 3 tiles, and it can only be activated 1 time per round. But remember, this will work with her trait. It will work with Settlement of the Hangman. So it's just going to end up doing a lot more damage than it looks like, because it could do like percent-based damage. So this could really realistically do 200% physical if they have enough HP where you get to that damage cap on that. Rank 7. This is the one where I'm probably going to take both. Right now, I'm not taking them, but I'm definitely taking Anti-Espionage Order. This is the one that I'm currently using. You summon an HM agent. So this is just a badass agent. This agent is really, really good. In fact, I'm going to show you a clip here of basically how the agent works. So when you use the skill, you basically get to summon, you mark someone, and then you summon it directly behind him. Now let's actually take a look at the assassin here. At the end of the turn, it locks onto the closest enemy within a 3-tile radius of the character and deals 30% physical damage. And inflicts the Hangman's Mark. So if they don't have the Hangman's Mark, it's another way to inflict another Hangman's Mark. And then when attacking an enemy with the Hangman's Mark, increases damage by 15%. I assume this is all damage, not just the damage of the skill. So again, I mean, it does include that skill, of course, but that is good. They also have a basic attack, which is going to be what they use most of the time. And actually, when I say most of the time, I mean, you have control of this character. This is your character to control. Unlike the Akambe assassins, this is like an ally instead of like a summon and instead of a brainless zombie, this is a brainless companion. So basically the only skill you're going to have access to is escape. This instantly swaps positions with a target ally within 7 tiles. 7 tiles, you could just, like, you could butterfly here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if Akambe was here, you could just go boop, boop, put Akambe in here, have this agent run away. I mean, you could use this to put enemies, like, to put your allies deep into conflict if you need them to help gap closing. You could use this to help them escape. This is such a crazy flexible ability. I don't know why this is actually even on this guy. It seems super powerful, and he can only use it once because it's 3 energy. He's not going to get enough energy. And then after 2 turns, he is going to eliminate himself. He is going to basically pull out a bomb and blow up the world. So he automatically eliminates himself. So if they don't eliminate him, he'll still do it. You can't do it, right? Do it yourself. I don't think that's the same, but it's close enough. Or if they eliminate him, deals 40% physical AoE damage to all enemies within a 1-tile radius of the character and inflicts 2 level 2 debuffs. So he's going to come in, he's going to deal 50% damage twice. He's then going to hit for another 30% damage. He is then going to do nothing, right? Because they're probably going to try to ignore him. Maybe you have him escape. It's an instant skill. Then you attack again, he Hunter's Wills again, and then he blows up. So he ends up doing like just a lot of good work. You can see here kind of what my deal is going on. But yeah, we come in here, double blade strike. Boom, you kill one, you mark another, and almost kill him in that situation. And then I wonder if I can get to the next turn really quick. All right, so here he goes. So now I have him just teleport in there. Watch this. I attack. He shoots. And then he's going to eliminate himself with a bomb, which is going to blow this up. That is also going to blow him up. I mean, this character is so fucking cool. The assassin is my favorite part of her kit. I know she's good outside of that, but man, that assassin is going to cause so many headaches. In addition to getting the agent, you also get to just inflict the hangman's mark on a target, so they have it. And that's very, it's just a nice bonus. It didn't have to do that. And then it gives them defense down 2 for 2 turns. On the other side here, you have a unique aura, which is kind of cool. It's like a leader's aura, but I guess it's not a leader's aura. It's just an aura. All other allies within 5 tiles of the character gain 15% bonus attack when attacking enemies with the hangman's mark. This means all allies get bonus attack from the hangman's mark. So you don't need to run the hangmen necessarily. They're all going to synergize with this. So, I mean, it's good. And I think it's potentially great, but these other abilities are also great. I'm not sure what I'm going to make room for it yet. But I do think that this is one you're probably going to want to take. As far as her stealing attack, whatever. Injured targets get sealed. That's with no passive skills. That's fine. But this ability is, again, it's just another ability that's so insane, man. 80% physical damage, and you grant speed 3 and attack 1 to the character's closest other ally. That means after you attack, you give something 150 speed. You're like guaranteeing to have, it's a team attack. You're guaranteeing someone can follow up after you. And you're even giving them an attack buff. And this is on your basic. This is a 0 resource. This ability is fucking sick. I mean, I'm not using it all the time, but it is very good. Now, when you get up here to rank 11, I think it might be tempting to go Army Bane Blade. Single target attack, deals 170% damage. Before attacking, inflicts isolate on the target for 1 turn. After dealing damage, inflicts no assist on the target for 2 turns. I think this is great. This is cool. But I think you really don't want to be using this much energy on this. You do have the regeneration of the Shadowless Blade, but it's still not super consistent. You want to be using your energy for anti-espionage order pretty much as you can, I think. The HM agent is very, very good. Summon as many of these as you can. I wonder if you can have more than one. I haven't even tried, but there's no cooldown. Nothing says you can't. But I actually think the Weapon Eroder is a skill you might use because this does single target damage with piercing damage equal to 30% of their HP. You also, if they're marked to the Hangman, I don't think that you'll do more damage because this is like a true damage kind of thing. The damage is equal to a percentage. But you'll also trigger your trait, which will deal damage because you're attacking them. And then if they're low enough, you might just be able to one-shot an enemy from full health with the Settlement of the Hangman combined with this and her trait. You know, because they're all percentage based. One of them will do like 15%. This is doing 30%. And if they already weren't quite at full life and they get below that 30%, then they'll fall down there. Maybe you did an assist attack against the person at some point. Overall, I think that I don't know if I'm going to use Weapon Eroder a lot, but I think it's probably a better skill to use than this, because this is also a 1-to-1 range. This is a 1-to-3 range. I am covering that up. And even though this is a melee character and a seeker, they're not as melee focused as you would think. So this character seems to be absolutely, like, everyone already was talking about how bonkers this character was. I think that this is kind of on the power level of Coco. Like I was saying, I think she's probably, I don't know who's technically better. They're such different characters. Coco could be like the greatest healer, keep your team alive, break the game with energy manipulation. But this is probably our best like damage dealer, but like kind of a debuffer a little bit, kind of a supporter a little bit. The assassin is really good. That infinite dodge with the AoE is just so sick. I don't know how she's going to fare in PvP, but in PvE, where you could see enemies are going to be like trying to, like, if you just get every other turn or every third turn, you get infinite dodges for that turn against dumb AI. That's going to be huge on really, really difficult maps where their stats are high. So overall, I would say she is worth it to get it, but that's all. Like, when I say, is she worth the pull? The answer is yeah, almost, but it's all relative. For me, she's worth it to pull. Is she going to be worth it to pull for you? That I don't know. Also, look at that badass sword. It's either broken or it's magic or it's both. But like, if you're living, you know, paycheck to paycheck and the only way to get her is by spending $200, she's not worth it to pull. If you are financially stable or you have enough saved up, Like, if you've been saving up your resources and you can afford to get her, I mean, I don't think you could be sad getting this character. She seems absolutely bonkers. And I mean, I'm excited to do some experimenting with her after I'm done playing Metaphor Refantizio. But right now, I've kind of got my eyes on that game because I'm all into it. But I did get the character. I did rank her up. I did use her a little bit today, and she was very fun. Her, Akambe, I feel like are going to work so well together. Maybe even with Coco too, but Akambe making her summon deal more damage, which is already like an insane summon, is badass. Anyway, that's all for this one, guys. Thank you very much for Platypus's Purplatypus. Bye!
Platypus on the rise, watch the views go.